Shen Yue reportedly boarded an emergency flight to Seoul after confidential K-pop project details involving Xiao Zhan leaked online. Their hidden alliance is now exposed and fans are demanding answers. What really happened behind the scenes? Stay with me as we break down the full story. Stop everything and lean in, because this is not just another celebrity rumor spiraling across timelines. This is a high-altitude race against reputation, loyalty, and a partnership that may never recover. Shen Yue boarded an emergency flight to Seoul within hours of confidential K-pop project details leaking online, and the name tied to those explosive documents was Xiao Zhan. What was supposed to remain a tightly guarded cross-industry alliance is now exposed to the world, and what happened next feels like the script of a blockbuster drama unfolding in real time. Stay with the story until the very last line, because the emotional confrontation waiting at the end of this runway could change everything you think you know about power, trust, and ambition in the entertainment world. It began with a leak so precise it could not have been accidental. Screenshots of contracts blurred but legible enough to ignite speculation. Studio booking confirmations in Seoul. References to choreography teams known for training elite K-pop idols. And buried in the metadata, a collaboration code name that insiders quickly linked to Shen Yue and Xiao Zhan. Within minutes, fan forums erupted. Within hours, the topic dominated global trending charts. The project had never been announced. There had been no teaser, no cryptic hint, no gradual build-up. It was meant to be unveiled strategically months later as a bold cross-cultural performance venture blending Chinese drama prestige with Korean pop spectacle. Instead, it exploded prematurely into public view, stripped of context and protection. Sources claim Shen Yue first learned of the leak through a late-night call. She had been reviewing scripts when her phone began vibrating relentlessly. Messages stacked upon messages. Screenshots. Questions. Shock. By the time she opened the trending page, her name was already circulating alongside phrases like secret alliance, hidden collaboration, and high-stakes betrayal. Witnesses describe her reaction as controlled but intense. Not panic. Not outrage. Something sharper. Determination. Within hours, arrangements were made. A flight to Seoul secured discreetly yet urgently.
No formal announcement.
No public statement. Just movement. Meanwhile, in Seoul, Xiao Zhan was reportedly attending a closed-door session with producers tied to the leaked project. The atmosphere shifted dramatically when news reached the room. Phones buzzed across the table. Assistants whispered updates. The realization dawned quickly that the confidentiality wall had cracked wide open. The flight itself felt symbolic. High above the clouds, Shen Yue sat near the window, silent and focused. Insiders say she reviewed documents on her tablet repeatedly, as if searching for the precise fracture point where trust may have splintered. Her expression was calm, but resolute. This was not a casual visit. It was a confrontation in motion. By the time her plane touched down at Incheon Airport, media speculation had intensified. Though her arrival was low-profile, sharp-eyed observers captured distant images of her moving swiftly through a private exit. She did not wave. She did not pause. The urgency in her stride said enough. Inside the Seoul studio complex, security tightened. Access lists were revised. Meetings rearranged. Xiao Zhan remained inside, reportedly aware that a conversation long postponed was about to become unavoidable. What makes this situation mind-blowing is not just the leak itself, but the history behind it. For months, subtle hints had surfaced. Coordinated travel windows. Shared creative consultants. Overlapping rehearsal schedules that seemed coincidental until they were not. Fans had speculated about a joint project blending cinematic storytelling with live performance artistry. But speculation remained just that. Until now. When Shen Yue entered the building, the atmosphere reportedly shifted. Conversations hushed. Staff stepped aside. The door to the main rehearsal studio closed firmly behind her. What followed remains private, yet insiders describe raised voices not in anger, but in intensity. Questions demanded. Explanations offered. Was the leak an internal sabotage? Was it a strategic early exposure? Or was it a careless oversight that spiraled beyond control? The emotional friction between ambition and trust filled that room. Both reputations now hung in delicate balance. A fractured partnership in an industry where perception can redefine careers overnight. Outside the studio, the digital world roared. Supporters defended Shen Yue, praising her decisive action. Others rallied behind Xiao Zhan, insisting he would never intentionally compromise a joint venture. Analysts dissected timelines, tracing possible breach points from production teams to marketing departments. Hours later, neither star emerged publicly. The silence stretched heavy and dramatic. Industry insiders suggest negotiations pivoted instantly from creative planning to crisis management. Lawyers consulted. Statements drafted then redrafted. The narrative needed recalibration before the public reckoning intensified further. Yet beneath the strategic discussions lay something more human. Trust, once questioned, never returns untouched. Even if explanations satisfy, even if the project survives, the leak has carved a visible crack into what was meant to be a seamless alliance. As night fell over Seoul, the city lights flickered beneath a tension-charged sky. Somewhere inside that building, two artists faced not only each other, but the consequences of exposure. Their carefully guarded reputations now stood vulnerable to interpretation, speculation, and global scrutiny. Will this emergency flight mark the collapse of a visionary collaboration or the rebirth of a stronger alliance forged through confrontation? Will a public statement soon clarify the chaos, or will silence deepen the mystery? One thing is certain: this frantic pursuit has already shifted the landscape. Fans are no longer passive observers. They are investigators, analysts, advocates. Every update, every micro-expression, every scheduling change will be magnified. And now the call to action rests with you. Watch closely.
Question boldly.
Support wisely. Because the next announcement, whether it confirms unity or reveals separation, will ripple across the industry. Share this story. Engage respectfully. Stay alert for official updates before speculation overtakes truth. Shen Yue has landed in Seoul. Xiao Zhan awaits within guarded walls. The leaked K-pop project stands exposed to the world. The confrontation has happened.
The fallout is unfolding.
And the reckoning may only just be beginning. The doors inside the Seoul studio did not open immediately after that first confrontation. Hours passed, and the silence outside the building became louder than any official statement could ever be. Inside, Shen Yue and Xiao Zhan reportedly moved from shock to strategy. Sources claim the initial exchange was intense, but controlled. Shen Yue did not arrive to create a scene. She arrived for clarity. The leaked K-pop project documents were spread across a long rehearsal table. Contracts, choreography drafts, promotional outlines. Every page represented months of secrecy and planning. Now all of it was circulating online without context. Xiao Zhan, according to insiders, maintained that the leak was not intentional. He allegedly pointed to a third-party production channel that had recently expanded its marketing team. The possibility of an internal breach shifted the tone of the conversation. What began as confrontation slowly evolved into investigation. But the emotional tension did not disappear. Shen Yue reportedly questioned why she had not been informed the moment the leak surfaced. Why did she have to discover it through trending headlines? Why was she left to piece together information from public speculation instead of private communication? That question lingered in the room longer than any accusation. Outside, fans were dividing into camps. Some insisted this was a sabotage attempt designed to fracture a powerful cross-industry collaboration. Others believed the leak was strategically timed to test public reaction before an official announcement. The theories grew more complex by the hour. Then came a development no one expected. Late that evening, a short internal rehearsal clip surfaced online. Only 5 seconds long.
Blurry.
No clear faces. But the choreography style matched the rumored project details. The leak had escalated from paperwork to visual evidence. The pressure inside the studio intensified instantly. If this was sabotage, it was coordinated. If it was strategy, it was dangerously premature. Shen Yue reportedly made a decisive suggestion. Instead of retreating, instead of denying, they should regain control of the narrative. Silence had allowed speculation to spiral. Now transparency might stabilize it. Xiao Zhan listened. By midnight, discussions shifted toward a controlled reveal. Not a full announcement, but a confirmation that a creative collaboration had been in development, framed not as scandal but as innovation, a cultural bridge, a bold step. Yet one question remained unresolved between them.
Trust.
Even if an external party leaked the information, the delay in communication had created a fracture. Shen Yue's emergency flight was not just about public image. It was about partnership integrity. Before dawn, a small but powerful move was made. Both accounts posted at nearly the same moment. A simple line acknowledging that a cross-border music performance project was under preparation and asking fans for patience. No details.
No dates.
Just acknowledgement. The effect was immediate. Speculation softened into anticipation. Panic shifted into curiosity. Support began trending again, replacing outrage. By stepping forward together, they had reclaimed part of the narrative. But inside that Seoul studio, the conversation did not end with the post. Insiders say Shen Yue made it clear that future communication would need to be immediate and transparent.
No delays. No assumptions.
If they were going to take a risk of this magnitude, blending cinematic acting with the precision of K-pop performance, they had to move as a united front. Xiao Zhan reportedly agreed. As the sun rose over Seoul, the city felt different. What had started as a potential collapse now looked like a test of resilience. The emergency flight that once symbolized confrontation now symbolized recalibration. The project is still surrounded by mystery. The choreography remains unseen. The concept remains guarded. But one thing is certain. The alliance did not shatter overnight. It was challenged. And sometimes the most powerful partnerships are not the ones that avoid crisis, but the ones that survive exposure. Now the world waits for the next move. A teaser, a rehearsal glimpse, a stage reveal. Will this collaboration redefine cross-industry entertainment? Or will new revelations surface and reignite the storm? Stay alert, because if the first leak shook the ground, the official launch could shake the entire industry.